Someone has decided to make a little cameo in today's video. Oh my goodness, I love you. I'm gonna name a few items in today's video. I have been hesitant to make this video because I don't want to come off as like selfish or bratty. Like sometimes I feel that I don't deserve like certain items, or I don't deserve splurging, and I feel like some of you probably feel the same way. We're gonna talk about it today on the items that if I had the money I would purchase them, and there's always reasons why. It's not just for aesthetic purposes or social status. For me, it's always a reason on why I need or why I would like to purchase these items, not necessarily need. Our bamboo toothbrushes do a great job. The reason why I would like an electric toothbrush, and it's this one right here, it is made from plant-based material. I've been having my eyes on this electric toothbrush for years now, but I just can't see me spending that kind of money these days. But this is something I would like to splurge on because I've had my dentist tell me so many times that I need an electric toothbrush because my wisdom teeth are impacted. Basically, they're coming out, but not really. And my dentist basically said like, hey, your manual toothbrush that you use is just not doing a good enough job. And I try my best to get back there, and yeah, no matter how hard I try, it doesn't seem to work. So I have my dentist constantly telling me, you know what, you can benefit from an electric toothbrush, cheap ones on Amazon, and I know there's cheaper ones. I totally get that. The reason why I want this one is, like I said, it's made from plant-based material. It breaks down, like it doesn't create unnecessary waste for the environment. And I say this all the time, I'm not zero waste. I try to do my part, especially when it comes to toothbrushes. The amount of toothbrushes that are in the landfill for over 100 years, it's just crazy. Like they just stay there. So it's just so bad for our environment. And it's crazy how companies till this day, knowing what we know or knowing what they know when it comes to like how horrible their product is making the environment, like wouldn't companies want to all switch to more plant-based material? I just don't get how companies can be so selfish. But that's not today's topic. Yeah, I would like to purchase an electric toothbrush one day, especially this brand. I think it's called Surrey. It reminds me of like Surrey for the phone, but instead of Siri, it's Surrey. Now, this one is really expensive, and as long as it is all-wheel drive, and that is an electric vehicle. The reason why I would like to own an electric vehicle, it's not for looks. It's mainly to cut costs when it comes to gas, when it comes to getting an oil change, when it comes to transmission fluid, like all of that stuff that comes with a regular car. I don't want to pay those bills anymore, especially when it comes to gas. Gas is just so expensive. I have a V6 right now, and luckily I don't drive as often as I should when it comes to working out there. Like I work from home, so very grateful that I don't drive constantly because the car that I have is a gas guzzler. And I always dream of one day having an electric vehicle because it's just easier, I feel like, to maintain. I know some of you are not going to agree, and that's okay. I personally have met people that have electric cars and they said they'll never go back to a gas vehicle again. It's one less thing you need to think about, especially when it comes to those other little maintenance fees like the oil changes. I think when it comes to oil changes, I do 2 every year. When it comes to my partner, he does more than 2 because he's constantly driving, and the amount of money he spends on gas is crazy too. Both of us would like to own an electric vehicle one day. I know that's gonna take a long time because as of right now, electric vehicles are not cheap. We are just dealing with what we have. We both own our vehicles, which I think is the best way to go. It's like a never-ending spending situation with regular cars. So I'm hoping that both of us have better luck with spending less money with electric cars. Now, this is another purchase that I hope to make far in the future. Once when I break down my style and what I like to wear when it comes to basics, dress-up outfits, and that is high-quality clothes and high-quality shoes. Back in the day, well, I want to say back in the day, even till now, I have always purchased cheap clothing. Only expensive thing that I own are the sneakers that I have, and they're not no fancy sneakers. They're just regular walking or running sneakers. They're not the cutest thing, but they are so comfortable. And I would say, like, when it comes to like my clothes, like, I mean, this is from Amazon. I think it was like $10 when I bought it a couple years back. I would say like the most expensive item, which is still not like the best quality, is the H&M dress that I own. I think it was around $52 when I bought it. I had a funeral to go to, and that's what I purchased for it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that dress. I do like it. I just don't like how it's made out of like 100% polyester. I'm learning about fabrics now and how they break down over time, and polyester isn't always the best fabric to go with, especially when it comes to longevity. So I'm still learning as I go, and in the future, now I see myself not hesitating to purchase a shirt that is $100 to $200. Not for the logo, nothing like that. Again, I don't want logos on my shirt. I'm not trying to advertise for companies for free. That's not my thing. I do not want to be a walking billboard, but I'm going for fabric. Like, what is the fabric made out of? Is it 100% cotton, organic cotton, linen? Like, what is it? Is it going to outlast the stand of time? Like, is it an item that I can have in my closet for a good 10 to 20 years? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for items where I can get my money back years and years to come. So high quality clothes and shoes is something that I look forward to purchasing. Once when I figure out my style and my finances, I know that time will come. As of right now, I'm still just rocking with what works, because there's just no point of me purchasing things or staple pieces right now when I have far more important things to pay for, save for, and also I'm still not that educated when it comes to what fabrics fit me the best and what fabrics are going to last me a long time. Now, I was so hesitant to put this one on my list, but I feel like I should talk about it because maybe I'm not alone with this. So I would like if I was able to splurge on myself when it comes to beauty maintenance, the one thing that I would like to do once a month, it doesn't have to be all the time, it just once a month, is scalp treatments. So when it comes to scalp treatments, I'm talking about those like Korean scalp treatments where they go in with the camera and stuff like that to see how your scalp's doing. I've noticed the older I'm getting, the more hair that I'm losing. My hair is also pretty gray, which the gray doesn't bother me. It's more of like the hair loss situation. And I've had my blood check, like my vitamins are doing great. Everything's doing great. Like my vitamin levels. I just want to know like what's going on with my scalp. I feel like my scalp health isn't the best. And I would like to, get that massage once a month. And sometimes I feel like I don't deserve this. Like, I don't know if you guys feel that way. Like, even when I go get my eyebrows threaded I think it's like every 2 or 3 months. I need to go because I do have a unibrow right now. But every time, even when I get my eyebrows threaded, something that costs $15, when I'm sitting in the chair, I feel like anxious and filled with anxiety because I feel like I don't deserve it. I feel like I shouldn't be there. I feel like I should be spending that $15 on something more important than my eyebrows. And that's how I feel too about the scalp treatments. That's why I wasn't going to mention it, because it is pricey. It's like $148 for just your scalp. And I think they do like a deep conditioner treatment too for your ends. My ends aren't really the problem. I kind of figured out how to make my ends look healthy. It's just my scalp. And healthy hair starts with your scalp. Yeah, so I do have some scalp issues that I would like to address in the future, and I would like to go do this little scalp treatment once a month. They actually suggest you to go once a month or every other month, especially if you have psoriasis. So that is something that I would like to splurge on when it comes to myself. I could care less about like lip injections, facials. I don't want no one touching my face. I could care less about all of that stuff. Laser hair removal. I tried laser hair removal under my armpits. I did 10 sessions. It was a gift. And I had 10 sessions and it was a nightmare. I thought I was dying. It was very, very painful. And those 10 sessions didn't do anything. It grows faster, thicker, and darker now. And I remember the girl saying, well, you're going to need a good 30 to 40 sessions when it comes to laser hair removal because your hair is just so thick. I just was like, no, I'm not going to deal with that pain. I'd rather just use a razor. And I found like a shaving method that works really, really well for my sensitive skin. Instead of like shaving up, I'm shaving down. You don't get the closest shave, but the pain-free shaving is far more worth it than having a close shave, in my opinion. Now, this one is something where I would like to purchase sooner than later, and that is a high-powered blender. The reason why I say we're gonna splurge on this, we might even go half because it is very expensive. I would like a high-powered blender that not only can blend nuts to make your own nut milk and can blend hot things and it's dishwasher safe, but I would also like the blender to act as a juicer. I know there's blenders out there that can do all of that. Well, actually can do 3. I would like a blender also to be a food processor too. I would like all 3 of those, and I can like make our own juices. Cold pressed juice would be great. I can make our own nut milk. Like, our blender we have right now is fine. It was a $40 Ninja blender and it came with a little food processor. It's not as powerful or sharp as it was 9 years ago. I still use it though, and the only thing we can't make in it is nut milk. Nut milk, it's really hard because it's not a high-powered blender, and I'm constantly like using the cheesecloth, and then my hands will hurt because, again, the blender is not doing its full job, so I have to do the rest. So I actually, the only milk I make with the blender is oat milk, which is fairly easy, but when it comes to almond milk, cashew milk, it's hard. I have made cashew cheese with the blender we have, which came out pretty good. It did take a long time, and I have noticed that the motor was like overheating because you have to like blend it for a good 5 minutes, and the blender we have, you have to hold it down. It's not like if I can walk away, you have to hold it. So needless to say, I would like an upgrade. This is the one item out of all these items, this is the one item we actually need, because I don't buy plant milk anymore. I don't trust half the plant milk that's out there. A lot of gums, a lot of natural flavors. Some of these companies say that it's healthier and blah, 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 but they add natural flavor, which is not healthy. It makes you want more and more and more of that product, which is good for the company because then they keep making more money off of them putting a chemical that makes you addicted to their product, which is another rabbit hole. But that's why I don't purchase milk anymore from the stores. I think like if we're in a pinch, the only milk that I will trust is, there is one from Trader Joe's, oat milk, but again, oat milk is so easy to make at home. They have an oat milk there, not the chocolate one. The chocolate one has a lot of weird ingredients, but the plain oat milk, it only has water and oats, which again, you can make that at home. I know there's other amazing brands out there that only use 2 or 3 ingredients. They're just pricey. I'm not gonna spend $8 for a tiny little jar like this when I can just try to make it at home. And the last thing I want to mention, it's not a material item per se, but it is more of giving back. So if I had the money to give back, I would in a heartbeat. To you guys, to my family members, help them out with bills, help my mom out. I would love to pay my mom's rent for an entire year so she can just focus on saving and, you know, doing things that she wants to do, maybe travel more instead of always worrying about paying her rent and, you know, certain bills, or helping her get out of debt. That would be a dream come true. Buy my mother-in-law a nice vehicle. She has a pretty old vehicle and it's almost on its way out. So I would like to do things like that, like help people out more. I also would like to donate more money towards like FIP. I see so many GoFundMes of people that need funding for their cats when it comes to FIP or any type of health issues. Say it all the time, but you guys, like my cat is beside me right now thumping his tail because of you. Again, I'm so grateful and I don't want to start crying. I want to be able to help more, because if it wasn't for this community or my family or my partner's family, you know, life would be pretty dull without others helping. And I know we live in such a weird world where it has been pretty selfish out there. I've had my fair share of negativity online in the real world, but there is still good out there and I have seen it with my own eyes. So I try to stay positive as much as I can these days. That's the one thing that I always keep in mind is, if I'm going to make more money one day, I want to give back, whether it's helping my mom, you know, with her rent, helping my mother-in-law with a car, you know, just helping out more, helping you guys out, like maybe creating a free product for you guys, something like that. I would try my best to do what I can. So I want to mention that too. Like, I feel like a lot of people feel like, you know, just splurging on themselves. Yes, it's fun, but don't forget about others. Times are tough. times are tough for everybody. Even if someone seems like they're making good money, you never know what that person's going through. On that note, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below, what are the things you would splurge on as a minimalist?